In Japan, there's a nationwide health movement built almost entirely around one idea. That small, simple exercises done consistently can keep seniors independent far longer than most people expect. At the center of it is a movement you can do right in your bed. But today, I'm not just giving you one move, I'm giving you the full picture, the science behind why it works, 5 bed-based exercises that build on each other, a complete beginner's routine, the mistakes that quietly stop people from getting results, and answers to the questions I get asked most. Grab a comfortable spot, and let's get into it. Let's start with what's actually happening in your body. Starting in our 30s, we begin losing a small amount of muscle mass every decade, a natural process called sarcopenia. After 60, and especially after 65, that process speeds up noticeably. And your legs tend to be hit hardest, because they contain some of the largest muscle groups in your body, muscles that are working every single time you stand, walk, or climb a step. Here's why that matters beyond just fitness. Your legs are what get you out of a chair without a struggle. They're what carry you up the stairs without your knees complaining. They're what catch you if you stumble on an uneven sidewalk. When leg strength quietly declines, all of those everyday moments get harder, and some of them get genuinely riskier. But here's the encouraging part, and I want you to really hear this. Unlike a lot of things that come with aging, muscle strength responds remarkably well to consistent movement, at any age. Studies on resistance and strength training in adults in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s have shown real, measurable strength gains with consistent practice. Your body doesn't stop responding to exercise just because you've had more birthdays. It just needs the right kind of movement, done consistently. Now here's where this gets interesting. Japan has one of the longest living populations in the world, and a major part of their public health strategy is something called Kaigo Yobu, which translates roughly to long-term care prevention. This is a real, government-backed framework, run through local municipalities and community centers across Japan, focused on physical exercise, nutrition, and social engagement, all aimed at helping seniors stay independent and avoid needing long-term nursing care. I want to be completely honest with you here. This isn't some secret ancient technique passed down through generations, and I'm not going to pretend it is, because that wouldn't be fair to you. It's a modern, practical public health approach, and one of the exercise categories most commonly used within these community programs is simple, low-impact strength work, including movements that can be done lying down, sitting, or standing with support. What I find genuinely compelling about this approach is the philosophy behind it: small, consistent, low-barrier movement, done by ordinary people in community centers, not elite athletes in gyms. That's exactly the spirit of what we're doing in this video. Let's talk numbers for a moment, because I think they help this land. According to the CDC, more than 1 in 4 adults aged 65 and older falls each year here in the US. And leg weakness is one of the most consistently cited contributing factors, because strong legs are what let you catch your balance the instant before a stumble turns into a fall. Falls aren't just inconvenient. They're the leading cause of injury for adults over 65, and a large share of fall-related injuries lead to real disruptions in independence, sometimes permanently. That's not meant to scare you. It's meant to make the case for why 5 minutes of leg work, done consistently, is genuinely one of the highest value things you can do for your long-term independence. I want to be upfront here. I'm not a doctor or physical therapist, and nothing in this video is medical advice. If you have hip or knee replacements, recent surgery, a hernia, osteoporosis, or any condition affecting your back, joints, or mobility, please check with your doctor or physical therapist before starting this or any new exercise routine. Before we get into the exercises themselves, I want you to understand what you're actually working, because knowing why makes it much easier to stay consistent. Your quadriceps, along the front of your thigh, are what straighten your knee and are essential for standing up and climbing stairs. Your hamstrings, along the back of your thigh, bend your knee and help control your leg when walking or descending stairs, important for not just power, but for safe, controlled movement. Your glutes, your buttock muscles, are actually some of the most powerful muscles in your entire body, and they're central to hip stability, standing up, and balance. And your hip flexors, at the front of your hip, lift your leg with every single step you take. The reason we're doing multiple exercises in this routine, not just one, is that each of these muscle groups plays a slightly different role, and a well-rounded routine, even a short one, covers more of what you actually need day to day than a single isolated movement would. Let's walk through 5 simple exercises, one at a time. You can do all 5 as a full routine, or start with just the first 1 or 2 and build up. Either approach is completely valid. Exercise 1, ankle circles and pumps, warm up. Before any strength work, it helps to get some blood flowing. Lie on your back, legs extended. Slowly circle your right ankle 5 times clockwise, then 5 times counterclockwise. Repeat on the left. Then point your toes away from you, then flex them back toward you, 10 times per foot. This takes about a minute total, and it gently warms up your lower legs and improves circulation before the strength work begins. Exercise 2, straight leg raise, the headline exercise. This is the exercise most closely tied to the kind of low-impact strength work used in Japanese long-term care prevention programs, and it's the centerpiece of this routine. Set up. Lying on your back, bend one knee with that foot flat on the mattress. This is your support leg. Keep the other leg straight out in front of you. Step 1. Tighten the thigh muscle of your straight leg. You should feel it firm up. Step 2. Keeping the leg straight, slowly lift it to about the same height as your other bent knee. Move with control, not a quick kick. Step 3. Pause at the top for 1 to 2 seconds, breathing normally. Step 4. Slowly lower back down with control. That's 1 repetition. Aim for 8 to 10 reps per leg, 2 sets each side. This directly targets your quadriceps and hip flexors, the muscles most responsible for standing and climbing stairs. Exercise 3, bed marches. Lying on your back with both knees bent, feet flat on the mattress, lift one knee up toward your chest, as if marching in place, then lower it back down and lift the other. Continue alternating, like a slow, controlled march, for 10 to 12 reps per side. This works your hip flexors and core stability together, mimicking the motion of taking a step, which makes it especially useful for everyday walking confidence. Exercise 4, inner and outer thigh leg slides. Lying on your back, legs straight and together. Slowly slide one leg out to the side, along the mattress, keeping it straight, then slide it back to center. Repeat 8 to 10 times, then switch legs. This targets your inner and outer thigh muscles, the hip abductors and adductors, which are often overlooked but play a major role in side-to-side balance and stability, especially important for things like stepping sideways to avoid an obstacle. Exercise 5, bridge, glutes and hamstrings. Lying on your back, knees bent, feet flat, hip width apart. Push through your heels and lift your hips a few inches off the bed, squeezing your glutes at the top. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds, then lower slowly. Repeat for 8 reps. This targets your glutes and hamstrings, rounding out the routine by working the posterior chain, which is central to hip stability and standing up from a seated position. Putting it together. Done together, this 5 exercise sequence, ankle warm-up, straight leg raise, bed marches, leg slides, and bridges, takes about 10 to 12 minutes total when you're doing full sets of everything, though you can absolutely start with just the straight leg raise alone and build up to the full routine over several weeks. There's no rule that says you have to do everything on day 1. Picture someone like this, 69 years old, noticing that stairs at their daughter's house have started to feel genuinely tiring in a way they never used to. At a routine visit, their doctor mentions that simple leg strengthening exercises, done consistently, could help. They start with just the straight leg raise, 5 minutes a day. The first week, 8 reps per leg feels surprisingly challenging. By week 4, the stairs at their daughter's house don't feel like an event anymore, they just climb them. Here's a different picture. Someone else, 74 years old, who's more cautious after a minor stumble the previous year. They start even smaller, just the ankle circles and a few gentle leg raises, done in bed each morning, working up gradually over 2 months to the full 5 exercise routine. Their pace is slower, and that's completely fine. By month 3, they mentioned feeling steadier getting out of the car, something they hadn't even realized had become effortful until it wasn't anymore. 2 different starting points, 2 different paces, but the same underlying principle, consistency, at whatever pace is sustainable for you, is what actually produces results. Here's a simple way to structure this. In week 1, focus on just the straight leg raise and ankle circles 3 to 4 times a week to build the habit without overwhelming yourself. In weeks 2 and 3, add in-bed marches. By week 4, introduce leg slides and bridges, building toward the full 5 exercise routine. From there, aim for 4 to 5 sessions a week, resting a day in between if you're doing the fuller routine, since that recovery time is when the actual strength gains happen. Many people find it easiest to attach this to something they already do daily, right after waking up, or right before falling asleep, since you're already lying down anyway. A few safety notes worth taking seriously across all 5 exercises. Keep every movement slow and controlled in both directions. The lowering phase builds just as much strength as the lift, and rushing it reduces the benefit while increasing strain. If you feel any sharp pain, not just normal muscle fatigue, but real pain in your hip, knee, or lower back, stop and check in with your doctor before continuing. Keep breathing steadily throughout each movement. Holding your breath during effort can spike your blood pressure unnecessarily. If you have lower back sensitivity, keep your support knee bent with the foot flat during the leg raise, which helps protect your lower back. And if any single exercise in this routine doesn't feel right for your body, it's completely fine to skip it and focus on the others. This is meant to be adaptable, not a rigid all-or-nothing program. Let's cover mistakes that quietly reduce results across this routine. Bending the knee during the straight leg raise shifts work away from your quadriceps. Keep it straight throughout. Lifting too fast, using momentum instead of muscle control, robs you of most of the benefit. Slow always wins here. Skipping the pause at the top of each movement cuts out real working time for your muscles. Doing too many reps too soon, before your form is solid, builds bad habits faster than it builds strength. Neglecting one side more than the other. Always work both legs evenly, even if one feels weaker. Holding your breath through effort, which can unnecessarily raise blood pressure. And finally, expecting overnight results and giving up in week 1, when real, meaningful strength gains typically take several weeks of consistent effort to show up. Let's clear up a few common misconceptions. Myth: walking is enough on its own for leg strength. Fact: walking is wonderful for cardiovascular health and mood, but it doesn't always build the raw strength in your glutes, hips, and thighs the way targeted strength exercises do. Think of walking and this routine as complementary, not competing. Myth: if I'm not sore, it's not working. Fact: especially for older adults, consistent moderate work without extreme soreness is actually the safer, more sustainable path to real strength gains. Soreness isn't the goal. Myth: it's too late to build strength after 65. Fact: research consistently shows meaningful strength gains are achievable well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond, with consistent, appropriately dosed exercise. Myth: more reps always means better results. Fact: form and control matter more than raw rep count. 8 to 10 well-controlled reps genuinely outperform 20 rushed, sloppy ones. Let's go through a few questions I get asked often. How long until I notice a difference? Many people notice the exercises feeling easier within 2 to 3 weeks of consistent practice, with more meaningful strength gains building over 6 to 8 weeks. Can I do this if I have arthritis? Many people with arthritis do benefit from gentle, controlled strength work like this, but it genuinely depends on your specific joints and condition. This is exactly the kind of thing to discuss with your doctor or physical therapist first. Do I need to do all 5 exercises every day? No, starting with just 1 or 2 and building up gradually is a completely valid approach, and often more sustainable than trying to do everything at once. Is it normal to feel shaky during the leg raise? Some initial shakiness as your muscles adjust to new work is common and generally not a concern. But sharp pain or significant instability is your cue to stop and check in with a professional. Can this replace physical therapy? No. If you're currently in physical therapy or recovering from an injury or surgery, this routine should complement your prescribed program, not replace it. Always follow your therapist's specific guidance. MID Video Engagement Ask, placed here for pacing, roughly 55% mark, already covered above at natural point. Repeated reminder below. Quick reminder, if you haven't already, drop a comment letting me know which of these 5 exercises felt hardest for you. I read every single one, and it helps me know what to cover in future videos. This isn't going to transform your legs overnight, and everyone's starting point and health history is different. But consistency compounds here in a genuinely encouraging way. Many people notice the exercises feeling easier within 2 to 3 weeks, and real, meaningful strength improvements build over 6 to 8 weeks of steady effort. Results vary based on your starting strength, any underlying health conditions, and consistency. But this remains one of the lowest risk, highest payoff habits you can build for your long-term independence. If you've made it this far, through the whole routine, the science, and the FAQ, you're clearly someone who takes their long-term health seriously. That mindset, more than any single exercise, is what actually protects your independence over the years. 10 to 12 minutes a day, most days of the week, for stairs that feel easy and legs you can trust, that's a genuinely good trade. If this was helpful, tap like before you go. It honestly helps this reach more people who need to see it. And hit subscribe, because next week I'm covering the upper body companion routine from the same kind of prevention programs, including the one simple move that helps you get up off the floor confidently if you ever need to. You won't want to miss it. Strength doesn't disappear all at once, and it doesn't come back all at once either. It comes back a few minutes at a time, one careful repetition at a time. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.